created live on Fireside.
You guys are here with YNS Live with NFL Thread, live from the NFL Thread Luncheon, and you guys can hear all different noises. This is the first time that we're broadcasting in this kind of atmosphere, but look at this. MRN Agency has, hooked us up amazing, so you guys are getting this experience here. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
I love your skirt, by the way.
Thank you. I love your dress. We need to swap.
Yeah, we do. So please introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Michelle McElroy. My husband is Ray McElroy. He's a former NFLer for the Bears, the Colts, and the Lions. And I just came to town to network and enjoy the festivities.
I love that. So, as when you said the 3 different cities that your husband went to,
Yeah.
tell us a little about that. When you have to pick up and move, what does that do to a family union? And what does that do to you as the woman that's kind of holding everything together?
Yeah, it could be a bit much, because it's abrupt. You never know in advance. But we were lucky enough to be all Midwest teams. I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, but we're from the Midwest, and all the teams he played for were in the Midwest. But once he got to the home team, Mama stayed home. Right. That's how that goes. So we were 2 kids in at that point, so I pretty much stayed home after that.
So, and you touched on something, because when I interviewed Cynthia, one of the things that she said that a lot of women do, a lot of families do, is you find that home that you stay.
Yes.
So it's like especially when your kids get older, you want that home, and then when you're traveling, you can figure out where you're going and stuff like that. So how, again, you said that you found that home team, but how is it if you're in a place that you're not loving? Like, what does that do to your mindset as a woman that maybe has dreams and aspirations that you kind of have to put on the back burner?
Yeah, it can be difficult. It's so ironic you're saying this, because I just interviewed someone on my podcast too about the same thing.
You got to talk about this, okay?
Right. And the thing is it's a difficult transition to make, but you have to be patient with the seasons of life that you have, because each season has beautiful gifts to offer if you look at it from that perspective, So when he went to the Bears, which was home for us, then that was home for me. I had 2 kids, one in the oven, and then I had all my support system right there.
Right.
So for some wives, they move and make home a town that they've never lived in before, and that proves to be even more difficult because you have to then build your support system.
Right.
And sometimes it doesn't come from the NFL.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so you touched that. You have a podcast. What do you do?
So I'm a marriage coach. I love what I do. I love to encourage people to be intentional about their marriage. I always say, listen, we get a car, we expect a car to last at least 10 years, and we do all these things to make this car go. We get oil changes, we get gas, we get tune-ups, just all these different things, right, for 10 years.
Right.
But what do we do to make our marriages last until death do us part?
Right.
A lot of people just want that to happen,
But no,
you got to work. Yeah, you got to work at it. You got to put in the work, and I like to help people put in the work.
All right, well, tell people where they can find you, but then also what your podcast is called.
Awesome. So it's Wife for Life. That's the name of my podcast. You can find me on Anchor or Spotify. You can also find me on YouTube. When I interview a guest, we do a YouTube video.
Right.
And so it's just been awesome interviewing different wives, particularly in the Chicagoland area, that are doing big things, or their husband are doing big things, and they just want to support them.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so Instagram. Can people find you on Instagram? Are you on Instagram?
Absolutely. Mrs. Ma'am. Mrs. MAHM. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, and I can't wait to check out your podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you for joining YNS Live with NFL Thread.